everyone, Marion Emberson here for Wow Embossing Powders. I'm going to show you a really quick and simple Christmas card design made with just a few things, really not a lot. It's literally a card base, and this is just A4 card cut in half and then folded in half. We've got some thin ribbon, two of our new powders, obviously, glossy accents, a couple of snowflake punches. This was the Martha Stewart snowflake punch, and a couple of buttons, a ruler and a pokey tool, and it's very, very simple. So the first thing I'm going to do is just quickly go around the edge with a pokey tool just to give it a bit of interest. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight against the ruler, they don't have to be perfectly spaced. It just adds a little bit of interest for you. It could even be just down both sides, you know, two outer sides. I'm going to go around the whole thing. I always think when you're making Christmas cards, you want to do it really sort of quick, but you still want them to look nice, you still want them to be effective. And this is one of those designs, because if you've got lots and lots to make, then you know, as beautiful as some of them are, you haven't got the time to just be sitting there for hours creating for your neighbours. So I'm just gonna, this is something that you could just sit and do these in front of the TV one night, and then they're there ready to use as and when you are. Okay, so that's just got loads of little dots all going around the side. You could do some fake stitching if you wanted. You could join it up with little black lines, and that would give like a little fake stitch there. So what I'm going to do is take my two snowflakes that I've punched out already, pop them straight into the Versamark pad, get that ink all over them, lots and lots of juicy ink. Same for the second one. And then on these, I'm going to use the fairy dust. Now, this fairy dust powder it's got a regular powder in there, but it's also got some ultra high, and it's really, really lovely. So it gives a really nice texture on there. You can see that the ultra high just dropping out there. So as with all glitter embossing powders, always give the jar a good shake before you use it. And also, the nice thing about these is the way that they've been done is that when you, just going to flip that off, when you heat them, you'll find that in some areas it's going to be a lilac colour, and in other areas it's going to be the silver colour. There's one, let's just put that aside. Pick the next one. I'm holding it down with my pokey tool because then they're not going to fly off anywhere. And in true style of snowflakes, when you do this, none of them are going to look the same. They're just going to be so different. They're just really beautiful. So in areas I'm getting lilac, and in other areas I'm getting the silver. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the buttons. This is so new, it hasn't even got a label, this one. It's called Silent Night. So with the buttons, I'm just going to pop them into the Versamark again, just cover it in the ink, pop them down there, and then just throw some of this on top. Now this hasn't got an ultra high in it, this one. This is just normal regular. And if you're familiar with our powders, you'll know that our regular is a very fine powder. It's a very detailed powder. So it's just fabulous. It works on so many things. Shake that off. Pop my lid on so I don't have an accident like I normally do. And then this is where the poker tool comes in handy, because I really want to anchor that down and then heat set it. And then next one. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just take a bit of glossy, pop a little bit in the centre of the snowflakes, and then stick the buttons to it. On this original card that I'd done, I did put twine through the buttons. I threaded it through and just tied it at the front. This one I'm going to leave blank because I might add some diamantes afterwards, or I might actually just put a little bow on the front and I can just stick it to it. So it just gives me an option if I want to do it or not. And then with this, I'm going to take a bit of ribbon. This is a lovely thin ribbon. We'll have two different lengths. And I'm just going to use the snowflake just to guide me approximately where I want to do my line of glossy. And I'm just going to go straight down there. Could have used the ruler, I suppose, but I thought I'd live dangerously. Let's just go there. Okay, take that off. So I'm going to just leave that one in place, and then I'll know where to place this one because I want this one to go higher up. So again, another little line. Doesn't have to be a thick line, you don't want it too thick. And then just stick that down. Oop. I think with glossy it just takes just a little while just to stick. And then I'm just going to trim a little bit of that. And I'm just going to go in and trim those bits on there. And then same thing, a bit more glossy there and there, and then I can just stick that down. Down. And then the little bows I made earlier, same thing, a little bit of gloss. Can you see just as quick and simple this card is, but very pretty and effective. The sparkle on these embossing powders is just beautiful. See if you can pick some of that up. Just lovely. So there you go, a nice, quick, simple design for you to sit and make one evening and get all your Christmas cards out. Thanks for watching. Bye.